Good morning. We're on day 3 of this launch. It is super early. I am out riding my bike. I'm a little sweaty. So last night I didn't jump back on because it was literally pitch black by the time I finished. But we got some of the sales page done. Sales pages are not my favorite thing to do, to be honest with you. But the reason I'm doing it for Rich and Shameless Society is because I want this to be something that people can join whenever. I really want to move away from the model of having to actively launch something, sending out links all the time, and I want to build out a more semi-passive system in my business. So when I say semi-passive, because that means we still have to market and sell. I'm still going to have to talk about it in my programs, in my emails, on my feed, in other programs, all of that. But as of right now, I don't have like a website or a shop with my different offers. And I don't even have that for my membership. If my membership is going to be the thing that I want to use as the community builder, as a place where I get to know my audience, as this accessible program for women who want to build businesses that make a difference, then having a sales page is going to be important for that. So taking time, being intentional with it. I'm not trying to rush myself in this process because I do believe that things can be good enough. Like, I know that even if I wanted to sell spots in the membership today, I know in my heart what it is. I know what I'm offering. I know what they're going to get. And I know what the end result is going to be. But more than anything, I believe in this. So I could sell it today without a sales page or even having, perfect messaging. There is no such thing as perfect messaging. But I could do that even if I hadn't done all of the back end work that I'm doing around being very intentional around how I'm marketing, how I'm selling, the messaging that I'm using, all of that. I could sell it today just because I believe in it. And I want to give that to you because I think it's really important. It's so easy to get caught up, especially when we're doing like really heady work behind the scenes of messaging and content planning and writing sales pages, to have our creativity stifled a bit and be like, oh my God, this feels overwhelming, I'm not doing it right, and get in your head a little bit. And I want to encourage you that when you notice that happening, to just step away and remember the truth of like what you're creating, why you're creating it, and why you believe in it, and why you believe it's really going to help people. And allow your creativity to come back online and get into your body, right? So like a big reason I'm on my bike this morning and you see me here all sweaty with you is because I'm spending an hour doing a bike ride and just being in my body, doing some movement meditation, allowing my creativity, my life force to come back online. Because last night, after looking at the messaging I've been working on for a week and working on a fucking sales page, that isn't my favorite thing to do, right? That makes me feel stifled in my creativity. I was like, okay, we need to get into our body and really come back to like a beginner's mindset of just like releasing all the rules and all the formats and all the formulas and coming back into a place of like, what is this? What do I care about? And allowing this truth of who you are and what you want to create to come through, right? Because it's really easy when we start looking at formulas for a sales page or for emails or something like that to fucking lose that. It's like, it's like trying to configure your words into a marketing puzzle. And sometimes the pieces don't fit. And maybe that's a really good thing. Maybe the pieces aren't supposed to fit because you're not supposed to be part of that formula. You're supposed to stand out. You're supposed to innovate. And so I'm really just giving myself permission with this to like do the things, right? Do the things because I know that they that I want them. I do want them. Not even that I need them, because you don't need a sales page. You don't need to have an email sequence. You don't need to have all these things. But I want them because I want to create more space for me to be more creative, right? So I'm not always like on thinking about how to market this, so that my mind can open up to new ideas of how to talk about it, or new programs or offers that want to come through, or the in-person events that I want to launch, right? So to create more space mentally, but also the more that I think about it, the more I try to put it into these formulas, my mind starts to think about it in different ways. And so it is very useful, but also I don't want that to be how I'm talking about this online. I want to show up in my content from a very creative space. So I'm not going to be following like templates and every single rule. I'm going to be looking at a overarching theme of what needs to happen in a launch, right? Like the different phases of a launch, the different type of content that needs to be creative. But I am not going to approach this from like a have to or should, or this is how I'm supposed to talk about marketing, or this is how I'm supposed to talk about money. I really want to talk about this from Katie, like from Katie's heart, from Katie's perspective, and create my own lane, for lack of a better term, my own lane. I don't want to sound like everybody else when I'm talking about marketing and money. And I think that that is marketing 101, is you don't want to sound like everybody else, because if you're sounding like everybody else, you're talking to their audience and not yours. You're speaking their truth and not yours. Marketing is an art form. Selling is an art form too. Selling is just simply a transfer of belief. So if you believe in what you're selling, people are going to believe in it too. And that's what I mean, is like, that's the good enough factor, is like, if you believe in it, you could be talking about it in 100 different ways, but if you believe in it, that's felt and people will buy. Marketing gets to be an art form. And once you truly believe in it, then it's about, how do you allow yourself to express this from your heart to the heart of the people that it's meant for, and do it in a way where you keep this beginner's mindset of like, okay, I'm not looking at all the rules about how I've been told I have to do this, and I'm going to do it the way that I want to do it. And I'm going to speak about it the way that I want to speak about it. And I say that with such duality because we do need to have some pillars in our marketing of like making sure you're speaking to a person like that you can help solve problems for, and that you're communicating that you can solve that problem, and making sure that you're talking about the offer that you have for them. But like outside of those pillars, there's so much fucking space for creativity, opportunity, innovation, art to be expressed through your soul. And for me, that's like the only thing I'm available for right now. Like, that's what I want my marketing to be. I do not want to be following Instagram trends, trying to appease the algorithm, looking at how other coaches are creating content. That's not good for my creativity. And I know that when I am in my zone, when I'm in my truth, when I'm locked in to focus on how I want to create, I'm not looking at what everybody else is doing, I create things that are fucking amazing, and so do you. So let that be something that you keep in the forefront of your mind, even as you do some of the, the more like plug and play templates to build out a sales page. Like, look at it as like, okay, these are the lines that I'm coloring in, but how I color within them, the shades that I use, what I add outside of the lines even to enhance the picture, are where you are going to find joy in your marketing. And it is where you are going to innovate, lead, and create something that's never been created before, and start to make your mark in the industry. Okay, that's my message for you this morning. I'm going to be working on the sales page and my content for the week. But before I do any of that, can get back on this bike, continue to get in my body, have a little bit of play, have a little bit of creativity time, and then I'll jump back in and I'll check in with you guys at the end of the day, talk about what it was like, any mindset shit that came up for me as I was doing this work, any realizations or anything like that, and share the whole process with you. All right. So see you at the end of day 3.